Hello everyone, this is KolbiSurround and you're watching my last run of Hugo 3 Quest for the Sunstones. This run I decided to commentate on for the purpose of explaining some of the cycles and some of the tricks that I use in this run. And also because this is my last run of the game, most likely, and until something new, or should I say some new glitch or exploit or skip has been found to make the game even faster. But here we are in the first level, already halfway through it. There's not much to talk about, just jumping, because that's the fastest movement, and basically avoiding those racks or whatever. There's one thing that happens in this level. As you can see that there I use the sign to jump from it. I think it saves just a bit time, so I do it usually. And there before the log you can do it as well, but I couldn't do it that time. So yeah, we're approaching the end of the level. Now the second level is gonna be interesting because there's decent amount to talk about in there. Alright, so as you can see, first to dodge that plant, and now it's very important here to dodge this moth and or the fly or whatever, and the one after it, which is this one, which you can kill like that, because there's a new cycle I found. So you're gonna see on those pawns, you're gonna damage abuse through the water and make it to the other pawn, like so, and then do the same thing here. You're only left with a little bit of health, but it's gonna be worth it, trust me. As you can see, very fast damage abuse here. Since the cycles in this level for the pawns, they start when the level starts, so basically if I get it fast enough in the first part, then the cycles are gonna be different and better if I make it on time there. So you're gonna see this is the only place you're gonna wait a bit for, and then this cycle is gonna be perfect. The jump is a bit risky, but there we go. Now with those fishes you gotta wait for them, you can't make that cycle, unfortunately. Here I made the mistake to not wait for the fish, so I got hit, but it didn't matter much. So yeah, this saves like a couple of seconds compared to my other run, my latest run, as you're gonna see when I split in 30 seconds or so. Also here you gotta be careful, you gotta go all the way to start the next level. So yeah, it saves 7 seconds, literally 7 seconds. Very crucial 7 seconds, I might add. It's a very big time save. So yeah, I hope people that want to learn how to run this game, they were gonna watch this video. So yeah, this level is very straightforward. Just gotta try to not get stuck with those pillars, and obviously don't get hit by the mummies and don't die in a hole. That's about it. And obviously jump as much as you can. You can also jump obviously on those pillars. It's just important to not get stuck on them, because it loses a bit of time. Also, it's okay, of course, to damage abuse through that goo, to not stop, because in this level you are trying to not stop even once, so you can go as fast as possible. Also, if you're not confident enough in these jumps, then it's better to take a bit of time with it, so you don't fall down. But yeah, basically the rest of this level is pretty straightforward. There is 2 mummies at the end that you need to whip with the whip basically, and I believe that's the fastest way of getting through that. Also, this part is very boring when that things are falling. Alright, so yeah, you're gonna whip it twice, go, whip twice, go, avoid this guy, go to the left, and that's it. So this level, here you want to, when this guy spawns, you wanna make sure you're in range and whip him twice, and then keep jumping. You're gonna catch the cycle, so you're gonna see that you're gonna avoid the steam, because you're gonna be faster, like that. You're faster than the steam, and you're gonna be faster even than through this steam as well. So you don't have to worry about getting health. Now the next part, obviously you can jump through this guy from to the right. This part you want to damage abuse on the second steam through this guy, and then you want to damage abuse to the lava to avoid those 2 guys. And then you want to get hit here and go around this guy, get hit there, go around this guy, kill this guy, and there we go. If you get it quite right like me, you're gonna avoid that steam at the end, which will take a health, so yeah, it's good to avoid it. Here I got hit unfortunately, as I wasn't, I guess, paying attention. You can avoid that guy as well, as you saw it on the right side. But it won't matter much, because there's 1 flask here and there's also 1 other flask. Hit this guy and jump as soon as possible, because as soon as you whip him twice, his hitbox is gone, so you can go. But yeah, there's a flask after this section, so I'm gonna be full health. And yeah, here I try to jump as much as possible and avoid the bats. Whip that bat here and then jump, avoid the bat. Here you will want to whip the first guy and then get damaged on the first team, and then go through there. Also here you can damage abuse just to get a bit more speed, because there's 2 flasks, there's 1 and then there's gonna be another one soon, so you don't need to worry about it. Now the next section of this level is the most important, I reckon, to learn, and I guess it saves the most time. So you're gonna see, get this flask here, damage abuse on the steam, keep jumping, and you'll make it through this. Whip this guy, whip this guy as well, get hit here, so you can avoid this guy, pick up the flask, kill this guy, and then jump around the lava and land on the platform, and then whip this guy twice, but I failed, so I got hit. which cost me like 0.5 seconds to 1 second. I'm not really sure how much is it. Somewhere in that range. Now here is an important thing. The first bat you need to kind of kill it with the whip, so it doesn't pose a problem. But there is a theory I'm working on it, which in which you go like immediately. Yeah, you want to kill those two, and then here jump as close to the edge as possible, because you otherwise you won't be able to make the jump. And basically that's it. We're at the end of the level. Just gonna jump and go on the left here through the lava to avoid the guy, and then that's it. Now this level, the only real strat is remembering where the positions of the snakes are. So you wanna go down for these two snakes and then go up a bit, because there's gonna be in the middle. You wanna try to go through the middle without you taking a hit, but it's kind of hard to judge the perception, so depth perception. So if you get hit, it's not a big deal. But yeah, so this lizard, he hit me, unfortunately, but I tried to whip him, but he killed me. I mean, he hit me. But yeah, so avoid those snakes. I know the positions. And then there's another snake, and then there's gonna be these two snakes here, and then a lizard. So yeah, here as well, you wanna just walk into it. This snake here, I jumped, which could be a mistake, because sometimes the snake will hit you and you're gonna like bounce from it in a weird way, and then you might die because it's gonna push you in the waterfall. So yeah, I'm trying to avoid those snakes, and I was pretty lucky here, and I avoided all of those three, so I kind of made up time for getting hit by the lizard. And then I got hit here as well, but usually what you want to do here is avoid that lizard and go up, because it's kind of weird kind of path for you to take, even though the snake is up, but you can avoid it by going up. And yeah, here is pretty straightforward. Also, the bat is kind of easy to avoid. Just don't panic, that's the only thing. This bat here, yeah, just don't panic and jump. Also the snow, I realized that walking on the snow is faster than jumping, which if you've seen my last video, you saw me do this, but I'm gonna explain it now. Like, I was just jumping, and I realized, man, walking is actually faster, so I started walking like this. You can kind of feel it when you're playing, and even watching, I guess you can kind of tell. Yeah, there's two guys on the up side, and then there's gonna be one guy on the down, and then one guy on the up, so you just avoid him. That's the plan. So yeah, I managed to save 2.7 seconds in that level, so it's kind of nice. You can see some best is actually 29:48, so that's my current pace. This level is pretty much muscle memory, just know which buttons to press, where to go. Also, you go faster when you're on the downside, like already done, basically very short level. Yeah, you go faster when you're on the downside. Here I didn't manage to talk about it, but that first cycle you can skip the worm, and also here you can if you're fast enough, you're gonna be able to skip him, because if you hit your head on the wall, it's gonna make you fast. Other than that, it's more like remembering where the lizards shoot the pickaxes. This guy you can avoid by going all the way to the right, so you gotta be careful, but you can avoid the bat and the worm at the same time. Also, this bridge can be a bit problematic, but just kind of weird depth perception sometimes. So if you fall down, then it's probably because you got stuck on one of those like staircases, or you messed up the depth perception. So minecart section is here. So what you want to do here is go to the right. You can avoid that first minecart, and then here you want to just time the jumps perfectly so you don't hit the minecart basically. And then this one as well, you can jump to the right. You're not gonna get hit. These enemies that swing the sword, they go diagonally. So if he's moving to the left, he's gonna switch up to the right when you're coming up to him, and the same goes the other way. If he's going to the right, he's gonna go to the left. So you know where he's gonna go, then you can avoid him. But sometimes, obviously, depending on, because you know in the prison you gotta kill that guy. But yeah, we'll talk about it when when that level comes. But yeah, the level's done. Also, that bat in the level where the minecart is, he's kind of tricky sometimes. So if you're not sure you're gonna make it without hitting him, then take it a bit more slow. So yeah, these levels, they are pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, just gonna be important to survive. And yeah, one thing I can give as advice here is on those logs, make sure to hold the duck for a bit longer, because I think the hitbox is a bit bigger on the minecart, so you can still die even though you're theoretically through the logs, or basically the hill or whatever. That's why you're gonna see me duck for a longer time when I'm going through those logs or hills or whatever. Going underneath them, I mean. Also, these cycles on the balls, they're kind of easy to predict, but well, if you can't predict them, then just learn the pattern, I guess. But the only real level that the pattern is kind of important, I mean not kind of, but really important actually, is the last level, because of those tornadoes. Because if you're on the wrong side of the tornado, then I mean, if you're on the same side as the tornado, you're gonna get hit. So you gotta make sure you remember what the pattern is, at least for the first wave of the tornadoes. The first wave of the tornadoes, I'm gonna talk about this later as well, but the first wave of the tornadoes basically is the ones that are coming before the lava. The ones after the lava, they are less important because they're kind of easier to dodge, and you're not gonna lose all your health even if you get hit. So anyways, we're approaching the end of this level. After that skull, there's not much left to the level. Also, one more thing I want to talk about is, for some reason, the game sometimes crashes in the pirates, and it also crashes in the mines. But it's mostly on mines. I don't know why. I think it has something to do when you die and you close and you go back to the home screen, and you haven't respawned yet. I think there's gonna be some thing like the game is gonna remember that you're in that state, and it's gonna like load that as well, and then it's gonna load basically the level you're playing. So I think because mines and pirates are a bit more like how can I say, more like bigger or more complex level, I guess. It makes it crash sometimes, but that's on PC, and that's actually it happened to fellow runner Skeleton Casket. His game crashed in the mines as well one time. So, and he's playing on he played on PlayStation. So I don't know, just a theory I have. Anyways, this level's kind of straightforward. You do have to kind of learn this level's layout a bit so you don't die basically, but other than that, it's pretty casual level. This cave though sometimes can be bullshit with that, with those hitboxes, with the logs and stuff. Like sometimes you can not pay attention and get hit by those logs. Also, I'm kind of taking on purpose damage because it's kind of risky to change the directions. So if you know you're gonna make that, then just stay on that side. You're not gonna die basically if you know what you're doing. So, and yeah, here we are approaching the end of the level soon. Basically, when you're on here, basically cruising through this part. There's not really real obstacles. There's just those kind of pits that don't have snow on them, and those damage you, but they're easy to avoid. So yeah. Also, one more thing. At the end of those levels, you try to mash the button you put as crouching, and for me it's enter, because that way you're gonna load to the next level better. So yeah. Also, yeah, I forgot to split on the. I mean, I didn't split right on the Minecart one, so that's why it shows that I lost like 2 seconds. But yeah. So yeah, pirates. You can make that section with those two fishes without getting hit by them. Also, here you can go kind of through that ghost on the left. Like, just make sure you're on the left as much as possible. Also, these barrel patterns, they're easy to predict. So yeah. And this ghost, you can go on the left side to avoid him. Also, this part, it's kind of RNG in my opinion, but yeah, here I didn't get hit, but usually I do, at least by one thing, but it kind of doesn't matter. That goes there, as you saw, it's easy to avoid. Here, for some reason, I stayed on the left, even though I knew like on the right is gonna be an opening to go, but basically I think I was panicking there, so that's why, like, I was like, not panicking, but I was nervous for the run because it's pretty good pace. Here you can kind of avoid those fishes. It's kind of more of knowing when the fish is gonna come out and timing it, and also going on the second fish a bit to the left because they're coming from the right to the left, so you have more time to go, basically, if that makes sense. Also, those tentacles, you avoid them by juking them. There's not really much else to them. Just juke them, and then when they swing, then go, basically. Except for this section, the other section in the beginning. But yeah, as you saw, that the bridge kind of acted weird. I don't know why, but basically my character, Hugo, he got stuck underneath the bridge and then he went up. I don't know what happened there, to be honest. Here I didn't time those fishes correctly, so I got hit. Yeah, that goes by the way that we avoided. He was not that hard to avoid. You're gonna see. You can learn it by just replaying what I did there. It's not that hard. Same with the other ghosts. But yeah, we made it to the end of the level basically. And we actually saved like 3 seconds. Well, more like 2.1. Which is still nice, yeah. So this run is actually insane, like literally. Yeah, you can improve it by like, I don't know. It's kind of hard, dude, like to improve this time. Like I'm not definitely trying, so this is why I recorded this as my last run, you know. But yeah, talk about this level. The seesaws, mostly the seesaws. Um, I don't know what to tell you about these seesaws. Like, my advice is just gain the muscle memory, like practice this level, and then gain the muscle memory for how the seesaw works. And when you learn how it works, then you're gonna kind of stop getting hit by them. But yeah, the strat is to get hit. I mean, to avoid the first three sections of the seesaws, and then damage abuse on the second two, or the second last and the last, literally, because those are the longest as well, and it's kind of the safest way. Here I got hit by that skull, which usually doesn't happen, but yeah, it's kind of funny. Also, those planks that go in and out, you don't have to worry about them. When they go out, they stay for a long time. And even if you miss it, then just wait for it to come back because it goes really quickly. Also, these doors, you gotta kind of be patient with them. Don't jump too early because you're gonna hit them. Yeah, I was back to full health because I knew there's a flask here after that, so after that section. So even if I get hit by that, even if I got hit by the skull, it didn't matter much. Also, that guy that was spinning, that hitbox on that guy is a bit tricky sometimes, so you gotta be careful with him a bit. But yeah, that hit was intentional, as I said earlier. I want to get hit, so it's faster than just going normally. But you gotta be careful to not get hit here because this is the end of the level almost, and you only have one hit basically. So if anything hits you, then you're dead. But it's the end. So yeah, now there's tornadoes. This is the first thing I want to talk about. The tornadoes. So yeah, you gotta learn where those tornadoes go. The first two go on the right side. So also you can see here I'm just going normally and not jumping in that section because since the hill is going downwards, I think it's faster. Even if by a little, it's faster to walk normally than to jump. So that's what I did basically, and this section as well. I did screw up that tornado. I for some reason forgot it's going to there. This water can be unlucky a bit, but there's a few flasks on the way, so it's not a big deal. And I did remember that one goes to the left, and after that there's like three in the row that go left. So yeah, I did get that flask. That was intentional. I could have avoided it, but there I knew the tornado was going on the left, but it can sometimes still hit you. So I took that flask there as well. So yeah, in this section again, I kind of stopped jumping a bit because it seems faster than to actually jump. As you can see, you kind of slow down in the air. So yeah, just gonna jump over some obstacles here and there and go back to jumping when you think the hill flattens or goes even upward a bit. So yeah, now we're reaching the end. So yeah, I want to thank you for watching this speedrun, and I hope someone challenges this time and the community grows and people learn from this video and from my explanations. And there we go, 29:44. GG. That even could be 29:43. So yeah, GG, and thank you. See ya.